Om Shanti. This is the Sakar Murli of 24th April 2024. Bapdada Madhuvan. Essence. Sweet children, you become wealthy in the morning and beggars in evening. In order to become wealthy from beggars and pure from impure, remember two words, Manmanabhav and Madhyajibhav. What is the way to become free from karmic bondage? Answer. The pilgrimage of remembrance and churning this knowledge, let there will be all relationships with one. Your intellect should not be pulled by anyone. Let your yoga remain connected to the Almighty battery. Pay full attention to yourself. Constantly have the wings of divine virtues, and you will continue to become free from karmic bondage. Om Shanti, the father has sat and explained to you that this is the story of Bharat. What is the story? Being wealthy in the morning and beggar in the evening. Let there be a story about this. The kings were wealthy in the morning. You don't hear these things when you are wealthy. Only at the confluence age do you children hear the things about being wealthy and beggars. This has to be imbibed by your heart. Truly, devotion makes you a beggar, and this knowledge makes you wealthy. This day and night are unlimited. To become wealthy from beggar is also a matter of unlimited, and it is the unlimited Father who makes you that. For all impure souls, there is only the one battery to make them pure. If you remember such slogan, you will remain happy. The father says, you children become wealthy in the morning and you then beggars in the evening. The father explains to you that how you become this. The father then also shows you the way to become pure from impure and wealthy from beggar. The two methods are Manmanabhav and Madhyajibhava. You children also know that this is the most auspicious conference age. It is guaranteed for all of you who are sitting here that you will be wealthy in heaven. Number wise, according to the effort you make, it is the same in a school. The classes are transferred number wise. When an examination is over, students go and sit down number wise. This is a limited matter and this is an unlimited matter. Souls go into the rosary of Rudra number wise, the rosary or the tree. The seed is that of a tree. Anyway, the Supreme Soul is the seed of human world tree. You children know how the trees grows and how it becomes old. Previously you did not know this. The Father has come and explained it to you. This is now the most auspicious conference age. You children now have to make effort. You also have to adopt the wings of divine virtues. Pay full attention to yourself. Only by going on the pilgrimage of remembrance will you become pure. There is no other way. Have full yoga with the Father who is the almighty battery. His battery never becomes flat. He doesn't go through the stages of Sato, Rajo and Tamo because he constantly has his karma stage. You children go into the bondage of karma. The bondages are so strong. There is only one way to become free from those karmic accounts, the pilgrimage of remembrance. There is no other way than this. For instance, this knowledge softens your bones. In fact, even devotion softens you. One would say this helpless person is the devotional person. He doesn't cheat or deceive anyone. However, there is a deception among devotees too. Baba has experienced this when a soul carries out his business through his body. Everything of this birth is in his awareness. One would remember one's own life story from the age of 4 or 5. Some forget things of even 10 to 20 years ago. You cannot remember the name and form of birth after birth, but you can recall a few things of this birth, one birth. People still have their photos, etc. They cannot recall anything of their other births. Each soul has a different name, form, land, time, and part that he plays. The name and form all continue to change. It is in your intellect how a soul sheds a body and takes another. This soul must definitely have taken 84 births and had 84 names and 84 fathers. At the end, all relationships become tamopradhan. You never has have have many relationships at any other time as you do at this time. You should understand that iron aged relationships are bondage. People have so many children who then get married and have their own children. At this time, you have the most relationships maternal uncle, paternal uncle, the most relatives you have, the more bondages you have. It was written in the newspaper that quintuplets had been born and that had all healthy. Just think how many relatives are there? There are. At this time, your relatives are the least of all. You have all relationships with just one father. Your intellect's yoga is not connected to anyone except the one. In the golden age, there will be more than this. Your birth is like a diamond at this time. The highest father adopts you children. It is only now that you go into his lap while alive in order to claim your inheritance. You have gone into the lap of the father from whom you receive the inheritance. No one is higher than you, Brahmin. The yoga of all of you is connected to the one father. You don't have any relationships with one another either. Even the relationships of brother and sister makes you fall, or relationships with be with the one. This is something new. You have to become pure and then return home. By churning the ocean of knowledge in this way, you will begin to sparkle. There is the difference. Day and night became the golden age sparkle and iron age sparkle. At the time of the path of devotion, it is the kingdom of Ravan. At the end, there is so much arrogance of science. They try to compete with golden age. A child wrote news about asking people, "Are you in heaven or in hell?" 4 to 5 replied that they were in heaven. There is the difference of day and night in their intellects. Some believe that they are in hell, and you then had to explain to them, "Do you want to become resident of heaven? Who establishes heaven?" There, these are very sweet matters. You note these down, but these notes just remain in your notebooks. You don't remember them at a time of need. It is the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, Shiva, who makes you pure from impure. He says, "Constantly remember me alone, and your sins will be cut away." There will be an income by having remembrance. The system of remembrance has now emerged. You become so elevated, pure, and clean by having remembrance. According to the effort you make, you claim a status. You even ask, you can even ask Baba, in the world there is nothing but quarrels because of relationships and property. Here, there are no relationships. You belong to the one Father and none other. The Father is the master of the unlimited. This is something very easy. On that side is heaven, and on this side is hell. Are the residents of heaven good, or are the residents of hell good? Those who are sensible would say that the residents of heaven are good because they don't know the Father. Some say that they are not concerned with the residents of heaven or the residents of hell. Some leave the Father's lap and go into the Maya lap. It is a wonder. The Father is wonderful, and this knowledge is also wonderful. Everything is wonderful. Those who understand these wonders should be such that their intellects remain connected to these wonders. Rabbit is not a wonder, nor is his creation a wonder. There is a difference of day and night. They have written in the scripture that Sri Krishna went into Kalida, full of a serpent and 5 heads, and that he then became ugly because he was bitten by that serpent. You can now explain all of these things very clearly. If someone were to pick up Sri Krishna picture and study it, he would become refreshed. This is the story of 84 births, just as it is Sri Krishna's story. So it is also your story. You go to heaven, you then also go into the silver age. Growth continues to take place. It isn't that only those who are to become kings in the silver age will become in the silver age. The uneducated one will have to bow down in front of the educated one. Only Baba can know the secrets of this drama. You now know that all your friends and relatives, etc., are the residents of hell, and that you're the most auspicious confluence age ones. You are now becoming the most elevated ones. There is a lot of difference between when you live outside and when you come and stay here for 7 days. You come out of the company of swans and enter the company of storks. There are many who spoil others. Many children don't care about the Murlis. The father explains, do not be careless. You have to become fragrant flowers. Just one thing is enough for you, the pilgrimage of remembrance. Here you only have the company of Brahmins. There is a difference between the highest of all and lowest of all. Children write, Papa, what would I, one swan alone, do in the company of a group of storks? Storks pricks like thorns. You have to make so much effort. By following the father Srimad, you will claim a high status. Always remain a swan. Do not become stork in the company of storks. There is a saying, those who were amazed by this knowledge then related it to others and then ran away. If you have even a little of this knowledge, you can go to heaven, but there will be the difference of day and night. There will be very severe punishment. The Father says, if you do not follow my directions, and you become impure, you receive 100-fold punishment, and your status is also reduced. A kingdom is being established. You forget these things. If you remembered even this much, you would definitely make effort to claim a high status. If you don't make effort, it is understood that you listen with one ear and let it out through the other, and that you don't have yoga with the Father. While living here, your intellect yoga remains connected to your children. The Father says, forget all of that. This is called disinterest. There is a percentage in this too. Your thoughts go somewhere or other. If you fall in love with someone, your intellect clings to that one. Baba explains to you every day, whatever you see with those eyes, it is to be destroyed. Let your intellects remain connected in yoga to the new world. Also connect your intellects in yoga to unlimited relationships. This beloved is wonderful. On the path of devotion, people sing, when you come, we will not remember anyone except you. Now that I have come, you have to remove your intellects from yoga, from everywhere else. All of that is going to turn to dust. It is as though your intellects are connected in yoga to dust. If your intellects are connected in yoga to me, you will become masters. The Father makes you so sensible, people don't know what this devotion is or what knowledge is. You have now received this knowledge, and so you also understand that what devotion is. You now have a feeling of how much sorrow there is in devotion. People perform devotion and consider themselves to be very happy. Then they also say God will come and give us the fruit. They don't know about how God will give the fruit or to whom he will give it. You now understand that the Father has come to give you the fruit of your devotion. You have to follow the direction of the Father from whom you receive the fruit of kingdom of the world. These directions are called highest directions of all. Everyone receive these directions. Some are able to follow them, whereas others are not. And unlimited sovereignty is to be established. You now understand what you were and what your condition has now become. Maya completely destroys you. This is like a world of corpses. Whatever you heard on the path of devotion, you continue to stay true to that. However, you now know that only the one Father tells you the truth. You should remember the one Father. If anyone from outside sat here, he would not understand anything. He would say, I don't know what they are talking about here. The whole world say that God is omnipresent, whereas these people say that he is their Father. He would continue to shake his head in disagreement. You would continue to say, yes, yes, this is why new ones are not allowed to come here. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, the Bap Dada. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children. We, the spiritual children, says namaste to the spiritual father. Essence. In order to become fragrant flowers, you need to be very conscious about company you keep. Keep the company of swans. Remain swans. Never become careless about the Murli. In order to be liberated from karmic bondage, have all your relationships at the continuous age with one father. Do not have any relationship with one another. Do not allow your intellects to cling in yoga to someone by falling in love in a limited relationships, remember the one alone. Blessings. May you be truly loving and merged in love for God and remain absorbed in meeting Him. The sign of love that He has been remembered is that although there are two beings, they become combined in one form. This is known as being merged. Devotees have referred to this stage of love as being merged or absorbed. To merge in love in a stage, however, instead of a stage, they consider the identity of souls to finish all time, for all time. When your children become absorbed in meeting the Father or your spiritual beloved, you then become equal to Him. Slogan of today: someone who is introverted becomes free from wasteful thoughts, his mind, and remains in silence. अच्छा, Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Mera Baba, Meetha Baba, Pyara Baba. Love you, Baba. Om Shanti.